Hey, I'm Ruben, and my lovely wife, Camille. Welcome to A Lifetime Later. We've been, over the last couple of weeks, has it been a couple of weeks already?
Just a couple
Feels
weeks.
like a lot longer. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been recording a series of videos called Surviving Water Damage. So a couple of weeks ago, we came home from a date night. Hot water heater exploded, put water over most of the house. And so we've been kind of recording these videos to kind of document that process. Hopefully share some tips and some tricks along the way, as this is not anything that we have experienced before and never ever expected to. So here we are, trying our best to kind of get through this as best we can. So sweetie, since our last video we recorded the other day, we were talking about looking for a
A
contractor.
yes.
We talked about the process of, looking at a rental home, trying to decide between a rental home versus an Airbnb. So we're kind of going through this whole process, and I want my wife to kind of share a little bit, about what's been going on since that video.
So with different type of damages, you don't always have to leave your home, but we do because of the extent of the damage.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
thankfully, that is within our policy that they will cover for a place for us to stay. And they will also cover a packing company to come. So we did make contact with a recommendation from our adjuster, a packing company. So they're actually at our house now, saran wrapping our furniture.
They really are.
And they have done actually an amazing job. I
Phenomenal.
like their technique. Looks like they put some type of cushion first on the furniture and then wrapped it. And they even are cataloging, and you'll see in the video later, that they have barcodes on. They're putting on all of our furniture, every
I was
box.
really impressed by that. Like, weren't you? They
Yes.
literally had little like barcodes on all of the loose, bulky furniture, but then they also had it on the outside of all of the stuff that was boxed up, which I thought was kind of cool. So they're very, very meticulous, this pack out company, when it comes to just how they do what they do.
Yes, so that was good because if we need something later on, they can be able to identify which box that is placed in. So that I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, and like Camille said, depending on the extent of the damage to your home, no matter what type of damage, water or otherwise, sometimes you can stay in the home in certain areas of the home, I guess, while they work on other areas. In this case, because about 70%, I think one of our adjusters said, about 70% of our home was damaged due to water going from the second floor and spreading out over much of the second floor, and then coming through the first floor ceiling and soaking everything to the point where portions of the ceiling collapsed. Because there was so much damage, we just couldn't stay. And so that was 2 weeks and 1 day ago. And let me tell you, thanks to this woman here, like, I don't know, I can't compare this to anyone else's experience, right? But I can tell you firsthand that we have been up the butt of every adjuster, of every person we've had contact with. We've been calling them every day. What's the update? What's the update? What's the update? That is the best advice I can give to you. Don't be a bystander in your home rebuilding. Don't sit on the sidelines, right? You've got to be the kind of person that's just like, what's the status? What's the update? What's going on? At one point, someone that we reached out to said that they were waiting for some kind of
So the
report
so
from
the
ServPro.
Yeah, so the demo company that we went with said that they were waiting for the adjuster to approve something, and they were trying to get in touch with the adjuster.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, well, why don't you reach out to us? We got them
We
on
called them on
three-way.
three-way. We really did. We had them talking to each other. We muted the phone, and they worked out all their things right then and there. Right then
Yeah.
and there. On another occasion, we had someone from our insurance company say to us, "We're waiting for a report from your restoration company." Well, don't you know, we called the restoration company and said, "Hey, they're waiting for a report from you guys. So can you get that over to them?" So the more you stay on top of these people, the more you're that squeaky wheel, the more they will say, "We can't just sit back and do this at our own pace." No, we want to get back into our home. Like it's approaching mid-November. It's the holiday season already. We didn't expect to be in a hotel room where we're recording this video, but here we are, and we're like, the more we reach out and the more just passionate about our circumstances, the more we feel like it truly makes a difference. And it really, really does, because we have been on it. We really have.
Yes. And so today we got some good news. They did find placement for us. So we should be moving into a temporary home by Wednesday of next week. So we're very excited about
This is a
that.
big deal, right, sweetie? I mean, this
Yes.
is a huge deal. We've been in this hotel for about 2 weeks, and it hasn't been easy. When you have a limited amount of space, we find ourselves having to go back and forth to get clothes, do laundry. You're constantly having to spend money to eat out and that sort of thing. So it just hasn't been easy. And when they're giving you a time frame of like, oh, this could take anywhere from 2 to 3 months or more, you're going, oh, I can't be in a hotel for that long. Like, that's going to drive you crazy, right? And so I say all that to say, thankfully they said to us, we were going back and forth. In another video, we talked about, oh, do we go with an Airbnb? Do we go with a rental? We found this great rental. We love the rental, but unfortunately, the rental didn't have any furniture in it.
Yes, but within our policy, they do have a fund for that, and they will rent the furniture. So we just got off the phone with them earlier. They asked us how many rooms do we need furnished and exactly what do we need in each room. So they said that that was the hardest part, and they'll take it from there. So I'm really happy. At the end of the day, I'm still grateful because we could have been out in the street,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's not the case. And we could have gotten hurt when the ceiling caved in, but we weren't home. So I'm still truly grateful that God spared us, and that He's working things out. They say everything happens for a reason. We don't know what's God's plan. All we can do is be grateful and continue to praise Him, even when we're in our struggles.
For sure. For sure. Today is a good day because it's starting to feel like the last couple of weeks are behind us. And I guess we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Because, we're at a point where, ServPro, our restoration company, they came in and they started pulling everything out the home, floorboards and ceilings, and putting holes in the wall so air could get in to make sure, it was dry inside the wall. That's behind us, right? And then we had a point where we needed to have the initial meeting with the adjusters. That's behind us. And now we're kind of at this pivotal point where our pack out company is working really, really hard, and we'll include some pictures in this video and some video in this video of them working to kind of like Camille said, wrap everything really carefully to move it out the house. We're really excited that we have a rental, a place to call home, a big, beautiful home temporarily. That's going to be a lot better than where we currently are. But for me, we found a contractor that we really love, and if we don't share the name of it in this video, we might share it in a future video. But we really loved their Instagram, right?
Yeah. But we're gonna test everybody out, and at the end, we'll have a list of the vendors that we love,
Yeah, yeah.
and so we want to make sure that we give great reviews.
There you go. So you will include names and reviews and ratings and all that, I guess, at a later time, and that's a great idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
would like to say another thing is to protect your mental health during this time.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
one thing you have to realize, everybody process things differently, right? So Ruben and I are in it together, but we might have two different point of views. We might handle things differently. There's certain things that might have gotten damaged in the house that we feel are worth more than the other things. And it's just kind of very important to respect your partner's feelings, their values, and recognize that we're different in how we process things. And that doesn't mean that one person's way is better than the other.
It's true.
Because sometimes you get frustrated. You're in close proximity to each other. I always joke and say it's a good thing we like each other because we're spending a lot of time.
We certainly
are.
But,
just remember to kind of still try to do things that you can afford, that's in your budget. But, we went on a date. That was good for us. We see family. Just continue to try to do things that are in your everyday life so that you can have some type of normalcy.
That's true. That's a really good point. I think going through something like this, it's stressful, right? And it's stressful even when you don't think about it. It's stressful even when you don't acknowledge it. Things are changing so quickly, and there's a lot of things that are outside of our control, and we just kind of have to get to a point of, you know what? Okay, we're gonna handle this as best we can. Trusting God to help us along the way. And just take it from there. It's the holiday season, which isn't a good time for this to happen. But when is it ever a good time of year for this to happen, right? For you to be out of your home for 2 or 3 months or more. I'd like to think that we're going to set some records here because we're going to stay on top of this and we're going to take you along as we kind of move through the rest of this process. Again, pack out company, check. Rental, check. Move in 3, 4, 5 days, which is great. They're furnishing the entire home for us, which is great. All we had to tell them is how many rooms, what we want and need in each room. They've got kits for cleaning supplies like vacuums. They've got a whole kitchen kit, the works. So, we're fortunate, we're blessed that the insurance company is taking such good care of us. Yeah, it's been quite a ride so far. And with any luck, I don't know, it'll go smoothly after that. We are waiting to get an estimate.
Yes, we're waiting for an estimate from our contractor so we can move forward and start rebuilding. But we'll get that soon.
Hopefully they'll be able to start the repairs within a few days, and then we'll kind of keep you updated and see what goes on from there.
Yep. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember to keep the lines of communication open. I think that's very helpful. Split up the tasks. One person should not be managing all this.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. And continue to, do whatever you need to that brings you that peace.
There you go. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with us on our other social media channels, we are A Lifetime Later on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. Follow our story about reconnecting after years apart and reconciliation with this lovely lady. So we'll see you over there, all right? Take care of yourselves, and God bless. Talk with you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.